Okay. In the previous classes, we have already completed our module one, that is railway planning. We have covered, and then in module two, we have covered railway construction and maintenance. Right. These two units, right? These two modules are have been already covered. Okay. Yeah, this has been already completed in the previous sessions. Now, in today's class, we will be discussing regarding the next aspect of our transportation. That is, we are going to cover, say, harbor engineering. Okay, we are going to cover the harbor engineering in from the today's class onwards, harbor and tunnel engineering. Actually, tunnel engineering, it is a part of your road and as well as your railway engineering. But the harbor engineering is we are going to cover under your water mode of transport, and we will see how the harbor is going to be the important, right, for our day-to-day life, right, how the harbors are going to be the important, right, that we are going to study. In the harbor and tunnel engineering, we will be studying regarding the basic. Till this, we will be studying regarding the harbor engineering. Here in the harbor engineering, we are going to study regarding the definition of basic terms such as the planning and the design of the harbors, requirements of a harbor, why the harbor is going to be required, and what are its classification, its location, right, and its design. What is harbor, right? We are going to see then its classification, its location, and how it can be designed, that we are going to see. Then we will be also seeing how the harbor layout is made, what are the facilities that we are going to provide in the harbors, then what are the different coastal structures we are going to have, right? Different coastal structures we are going to have in the harbor, right? And then the inland water transport, that is we are going to study in this regarding the wave action or the coastal wave action on a coastal structure, right? And the coastal protection work, right? How we need to say protect our the harbors, or how we need to protect it, or how we have to protect our harbors, right? That we are going to see, right? That we are going to see. Then we will be seeing regarding after completion till this, we will be covering our harbor engineering, right? Half part of harbor engineering is over. Then we will be studying regarding the tunnel, right? The tunneling, right? So in this, we are going to study regarding the introduction, size and shape of tunnel, right? Tunneling methods in the soil, what is tunnel lining, tunnel drainage, and tunnel ventilation. All these things we are going to study under the tunnel engineering. So here, from today's class onwards, we are going to concentrate our study on the harbor engineering. That is your first half part of your module 3 we are going to cover. That is, we are going to study regarding the harbor engineering. Okay. Now we will see what is harbor engineering and how it is going to be the important, right? I think you people have already seen, right? You people already know about what is harbor. Okay. Now, do you have any idea about what is harbor? Do you have any idea regarding what is harbor? Yes. Yes. What is harbor? Do you know? Can anybody
A
tell me?
place where ships are stand.
What? Yes.
A place where ships are stands.
Where?
Ships are stands.
Where? Then you mean to say it is a ship station, like
Yes,
your
sir.
railway station, bus stand, right? You mean to say it is a ship station?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So here, basically, your harbors, right? Harbor is nothing but it can be defined as the basin, right? The basin, right, which is going to be well protected from the wave action of the wind, and it is going to be situated along the seashore or a river estuary or a lake connected to the sea, right? So that we are going to call it as an the harbor. Okay, that we are going to call it as an harbor. I will define it once again. The basin, right, which is basin or a haven or a road sea of a navigable water, well protected naturally or artificially from the action of wind and wave, and it is situated along the shoreline, right? It is going to be situated along the shoreline or estuary or your lake, right? That we call it as a your harbor. Okay, basically this is what the definition is, but you can say what harbor is. It is nothing but the station where, right, your ships are going to stand, right? As we know that our most of the trading, right, that the import and export from the other countries, it is a maximum of our import and exports will be done from your ships, that is from the waterways, right? So you can say that, right, whatever the import and export material is going to be, either it has to be incoming or outgoing, maximum of the material will be get transported through your sea through your sea line. Now we will see, before going to the harbor, right? Before going to the harbor, right? We will see some of the important aspect of our water mode of transportation. Before going to our harbor, right? Before going to our harbor, we will see what are the some of the important things about our the water transport. Okay. Now, as I have told, your water transport, right? Your water transport, it is going to be one of the important thing which is going to be contributing in our country, right? In order to have the good economy, right? In order to have the good economy of our country, right? What we want is we are going to depend on, right? We are going to be dependent on this water mode of transport. But why we are going to be dependent on these water mode of transport? See, maximum of our, as I have told, our about 75% of our import and exports, right? It is dependent upon, right? It is dependent upon our see water mode of transport. See, we are as we know that your water mode of transport is of two types. Your mode of water transportation is of two types. One is inland water transportation and one is the ocean or water transportation. Now, what is inland before going to So what we are going to discuss now is we will be discussing regarding your inland water transport. Okay, now whenever we are going to travel through the your lake, right? We are going to travel through the rivers, right? Or your the canals, right? Or the lakes. We call it as an inland water mode of transportation. That is within our within the country. If we are going to travel with the rivers and all, that we are going to call it as an the inland water transportation. Right now, there are few of the cases where we are going to travel through one country to the another country with the help of the rivers also. We are going to have the such routes also, right? And the ocean mode of transportation is this is going to be important for the Indian aspect. So we are going to have around 75% of our trade, that is the import and export. It is going to be done by your water mode of transport through the oceans, because we are going to have the connection with the various countries with as your India, our India is the it is like an island. So what we are going to have is we are going to have the import and export from the other countries, right, with the help of your water mode of transportation. Now we will see what kind of an advantages we are going to have to due to this water mode of transport. Okay, we will see what kind of an advantages we are going to have due to this water mode of transportation. So now, first of all, it is going to be a powerful means of defense, right? So for a defense of our country, right, your water mode of transport is going to be very, very important, right? And it is the cheapest mode of communication, right? It is the cheapest mode of communication. So maximum heavy, whatever the material are there, it is going to be come from your waterways. Because see, not all the countries we are going to be connected with in the from the land, right? We are not connected with the different countries with the land. Either we can have the air transport or water transport. Okay, now air transport, you know that the limited amount of the material can be brought with the help of the air, right? But the maximum quantity, why we are dependent upon this 75 percentage of the materials that can be procured from our water transport is because the heaviest material can be brought from the your water transport, whereas we are going to have the restrictions, right, with the help of the air transport. Okay, it leads to the overall development of your commerce industry and international trade, right? It is going to have the high loading capacity, as I have told, right? And it is the cheap motive of power for its working, and instance it is less the cost of installment, cost of investment that you are going to do in order to have the transportation, it is the less it requires, right? It is considerably helped in industrialization, right? Like, and we are going to have the countries in connection with the help of water, that is UK, USA, Poland, Belgium, France, Portugal, all these countries we are going to be having the trade with the help of your water mode of transportation. Okay, now the your this is why we are going to be dependent on this water mode of transport. Now it is though it is going to be have the advantages, but at the same time it is having the disadvantages also. Okay, now what kind of a disadvantages this your water mode of transport is going to have is it is slow in operation, as it is going to take much amount of time in order to travel from one place to another place. It is useful when the water is available, right? Only we can travel through the water when the water is available, right? It may lead to the accident, right, in case due to the rough ocean, right, and due to the hurricane causing the problems to the cargos, right? And there are more chances of attack by the countries of by the other countries naval ships, right? If we don't have the permission, if sometimes if the rivalry is there between the two countries, there may be the possibility of just getting targeted. I think if you have the scene a movie of your Ghazi attack, in that first scenes, right, you have seen that the Pakistani war your submarine has destroyed the Indian cargo ship, right? So you have seen that in that particular movie. So such cases may happen, right? And there are more chances of attack by the other countries naval ship. This is what I was telling. If the range of tide is more, then it is going to be getting affected. Loading and unloading, it is going to be get affected if we are going to have the tides when we are going to have the station, or we are going to have the loading and unloading. The fluctuations of water level will cause the rubbing action to the sides of the ships, right? And there might be some, if the ice packs and all, if it is there, right, it is going to create a problem for the your ships, right? And you have also seen that the accidents may happen in case, right, if the icebergs and all, if it is going to collide with your ships and all, right? So this is what these are the few of the disadvantages that what we are going to have in case of your harbors and the your in case of your harbor your water mode of transport. Now we will see basic terms such as what is harbor and what is dock. Okay, now what is dock? The enclosed area provided for berthing ships to keep them afloat at a uniform level or to facilitate loading and unloading facility, as we call it as a dock. Okay, we will see the pictures of docks. right? We will get to know what is the difference between the dock, right? Basically, it is done. It is going to be done for the loading and unloading of your say materials that you are going to be brought, right? So this is your dockyard. This is how your dockyard will look. This is your how dockyard will look. This is your Indian Navy dockyard, right? So this is your loading and unloading how it is going to be done. Now we will see what are harbors. Okay, we will see what is the harbor. There are various types of harbors are there. It is not that if I show some picture, there are classification of harbors are there. For few are the your fishery harbor, few are your trading harbors, right? So such various types of harbors we are going to have. See, these are the different types of a harbor, right? Now we will see what exactly the harbor is. Okay. Now the sheltered area of a sea in which the vessels could be launched, built, or repaired, right? Or due to the seek refuge during the storm time. If there is a heavy storm is there inside while traveling from one country to another country, if there is a heavy storm is there, then if the ships, if they don't want to take a risk, then they can come to these harbors and they can have have for a certain period of time they can rest over there, right? During the storm, and provide loading and unloading facilities of cargo and passenger is we call it as a called as a harbor. So there is a very little difference is there in between your dock and the harbor. Now we will see more about the harbor. Okay, we will see more detail about the harbor. Okay, it is an sheltered area, right, used for loading and unloading of the cargos. Okay, and vessels are also going to be built, repair, and launch. See, the vessels is nothing but your ships. Okay, they can be built, right? They can be repaired, and they can be start their journey, or it can be launched. Okay, so that is what your harbor is. It is going to be it is going to protect your ships naturally or artificially from the rough sea or from the fury of sea. See, there might be many times there might be very rough waves are going to come into the sea, so it is going to prevent in that particular cases. Now, the ships, boats, and barges can seek shelter from the stormy weather. Okay, in the navigable water, well protected naturally or artificially. See, where basically harbor is, it is a well, it is going to be well protected from the sea waves. Okay, so there should not be any turbulence in your water, and there will not be any loading and unloading problem will be there in case of your ships. Okay, and it is going to be situated along the seashore or river estuary. If in case we are going to have in an inland transportation, it is not that only harbors are present in case of your oceans. No, if we are going to have the inland transportation, that is if we are going to be dependent upon for water mode of transport, if we are going to be dependent upon the river or estuary, right, then we can have the harbors there also. Now this is what your different classification of the harbor is, right? We are having the artificial harbor, right? We are going to have the artificial harbor. Now, what is the artificial harbor? It is nothing but, right? It is nothing but the man-made harbor, deliberately constructed breakwaters, right, on the sea walls, jetties, and also dredging can be done and requires a maintenance for periodic dredging. Now we will show you what is this is an artificial your harbor. See, we have seen we have constructed here, right? We are in order to have the less turbulence of sea water or the river water, whatever it might be, right? So here we have constructed an artificial harbor we have constructed, and then it is from here the ships, if it is going to enter, then loading and unloading will become easy. Now we will show you some artificial harbors. Right, so this is this particular picture, right? So this is what your artificial harbor, the same picture what I wanted to what I was showing, right? Here I have constructed the breakwaters. So here your exactly ocean is there. Now here we have constructed the breakwater so that the turbulence, whatever is there in the ocean, it is not to be covered in this particular part. So thus we call it as an artificial. See here also it has been protected, and from this side also it has been protected, right? So 1, 2, and 3 sides it is completely protected, and this entry is made to have the entry of your ships. So sometimes here bit amount of turbulence probably it may be there, right, since it is in direct contact with the ocean, but all these 3 sides, this side, this side, and this side, it is completely protected. So this is what your the harbor is. Okay, this is what your artificial harbor is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this is regarding your artificial harbor. Okay. Now we are going to have the natural harbor. Okay, we are going to have the natural harbor. It is going to be protected from storms and waves by prominence of land. Consists of part of body of water which is protected and deep enough for anchorage. Okay. So now we will see natural harbor. We will see natural harbor. Some of the natural harbor we are going to see, right? See, this is what your natural harbor is, right? As you can see here, this is your piece of land. This is your piece of land, and you can see that the ocean is there at this particular site. Okay, this is what the ocean is there at this particular site. So here, whatever might be the turbulence will be there from here, this side. As you can see, there is an harbor over here, right? You can see this particular area, right? This particular area where the harbor is there, right? So here, what is happening? The turbulence, whatever it is there in the ocean, it will not be transmitted to this particular point, right? So what I wanted to tell you, right, what I wanted to tell you in this particular this thing is, right, here you can see that, right, it is protected from the natural waves by the predominance, right, and a piece of land and a predominance of land consist of part of body of water which is protected deep for anchorage. Okay, so here this is what you can see that this is what your natural harbor is. All the side it is going to be covered with your 1, 2, 3 sides it is covered with your land, right, so that the turbulence will be less. The turbulence will be less over here. Yes, anybody's mic is on, please mute it off. Okay, so this is what your natural harbor is. Now what is a semi-natural harbor? Okay, now what is a semi-natural harbor is, right, the ones who are protected on sides by land and one side by the artificial this thing. The example is Visakhapatnam port. Okay, one side it is covered by the land and the other side it is the covered by the artificial this thing. We will see the Visakhapatnam port, right? We'll see the Visakhapatnam harbor. See, so this is what your Visakhapatnam port or your harbor is. See here, till this we have been covered with the land, a part of land, and here again some construction, and here again some construction, right? So here this is what your Visakhapatnam port is. So this is what how it is. Okay, so this is how your Visakhapatnam port will be there, right? So we'll see some of the pictures. Yeah. So this is how you can see that here it has been construction or has been done over here and this side. So this is what your artificial port is. Artificial harbor. We'll see some of the other pictures. So this is what your Vizag port. So one side it is covered with the land, and again here also see this side. You can see that this particular picture, in order to prevent from the turbulence, there is an construction has been done, and then the ships will be entering, and then it will be coming in this particular area. So this is how your artificial port will be. So this is what your artificial port is. Okay. So next is classification based upon the function to be performed, right? We are going to divide the harbor into the different types, right? We are going to do the classification of harbor based upon its function. Okay, so we will see what are those. The harbor of refuge, right? Used for ships in storms or emergency conditions. See, I have told that, right? The functions based upon the functions to be performed. We are going to classify the harbors based upon harbor of refuge, that in case of any emergency condition, if you want to have the landing of the ships, right? So in that case, if we are going to use the harbor, right, then we call it as the harbor refuge. Okay, refuge harbor. Refuge is nothing but due to any kind of an emergency. If you are going to use that particular harbor, we call it as a harbor refuge, right? And then the commercial harbor is nothing but your commercial harbor for mainly, basically, we are going to use for the import and the exports. Okay, so this is of a harbor of refuge, and this the major cargoes, you can call them as a cargoes, right? So this is what your import and export material will come from this particular cargoes. So this will be utilized in case of your commercial activities, that is importing and exporting. Then a fishery harbor. Okay, now fishery harbor, it is basically it is going to be loading and unloading of the fishes which has been from where the fishing has been done. And this particular harbor, we will be storing the fishes whatever we have got in your refrigerators, right? And plenty of the storing space is going to be utilized for the preserving of the fishes. Okay, so this is what the fishery harbor. And then the military harbor. Military harbor is ships, war vessels, right? If it is there, it is maintenance, the meant for accommodating the naval craft and serves as a supply depot. Okay, and the refueling of the fuels, the if any kind of an ammunitions like torpedoes and all, or torpedoes and any kinds of missiles, if you want to load, right, this can be done by from these particular military harbor. Okay, so this is what your military harbor is, and this is what the fisheries harbor. So here we can store out the whatever the fishes that has been catched. Right here we are going to store it, and this is what your military harbor is, where the loading and unloading and then refueling of the your warships, right? And then if any kinds of an ammunitions, see here you can see the submarines are there, right? This is what your submarine, this is your warships, right? So this is how your naval or military harbor is going to be maintained. Okay, so in today's class we have seen what are harbors, right? What are the different classification of harbor, right? What is how the water mode of transport is going to be the important for us, right? And why we want to have this water mode of transport, right? And this is what we have discussed in our today's class. We have discussed along with the classification of harbor. What is harbor? What are its different classification and importance of water mode of transport? This is what we have discussed in our today's class. In the next classes, we will be continuing with the next part of the harbor. Is going to, you have any kind of a doubt? You have any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay, fine. We will end the session over here, and we'll take the attendance now. Right? We are going to take the attendance. If any doubts are there,